Hey, my name is Trey Cockrum, and welcome back to another video. This one is a little bit different. Typically, I talk more business-related stuff on this channel. Just specifically, how to create an online business, how to make money. As you guys know, I have all kinds of income streams going, and I talk about them. My previous video was actually a really cool one on how to build an audience online and monetize it. That's the business that put $1,200 in my bank Monday. I haven't looked at Tuesday yet. It's Wednesday now. As you know, that's the primary focus, and that's typically what I talk about. But in this video, I kind of wanted to talk about something completely different, which is like a bit more self-mastery, and a bit more of sort of mastering the mind and mastering your state. And so I've been going through different various programs recently. I'm learning a lot about this stuff. I'm sort of beginning to attempt to master my diet on a little bit more grand of a scale. And one of the things that really fits into that world of mastering yourself and mastering your days is your sleep, and is specifically when you wake up. And so I want to talk about the three biggest components as to why I began to wake up early, and the biggest benefits really of doing so. In this video, it's going to be really interesting because I feel like a lot of people actually neglect just how powerful it is to be waking up at a time that permits a full day ahead. So let's get into it. So I'm going to kind of start with where I was. I'll actually go ahead and show you. Maybe I can find a picture. If not, I won't put a picture there and it'll be really awkward. I'll show you a picture of myself probably back when I was 16. I used to sleep in till literally, I'm not even kidding you, I used to sleep in till noon or 1 almost every day. And then I'd stay up till 3 a.m. almost every day. 3 a.m. literally consistently, and then I'd get like 10 hours of sleep every night, and I was oversleeping, which made me groggy, which kept me from being mentally activated, and it keeps you from being creative, and it keeps you from being able to solve problems creatively. Actually, I'm gonna turn on this light real quick. It looks nice in the background that way. Didn't that look nice? I don't know. Anyway, so moving on though, and so that was sort of where I was, and it's taken me about 2 years now. So I'm 18 now. And so it's taken me about 2 years to get to where I am. And so that's about when I started the process, really, of this whole thing of just becoming a better person, is through that. And really, I really became really self-aware of where I was at when I went through actually a house fire in June last year. So this was 2017, we went through a house fire, lost a lot of my stuff. I had to put business on hold for a long time, and so I lost a lot of the momentum that I already had in other businesses. And so everything was on pause for like 4 months, and that's sort of when I realized, okay, I really want to come out of this and be better. And so that gave me a lot of time to just assess. So 5-6 months when you are 17 is a lot of time to sort of self-evaluate, and that's when I began to really realize the necessity for these sort of systems in my life. And so being a business person, being an entrepreneur, I've begun to realize that you can't scale off of a messy system. So you need a system in place in order to scale. And that includes your personal day-to-day, and as best as I possibly can, try to systemize my day-to-day. So with that being said, let me get on to the 3 biggest benefits of waking up at 5:30 a.m. because I feel like I've put that off a little bit. You're probably just here like, okay, dude, just shut up and give me the benefits. We get it. You had all these things and you're here now and whatever. Just tell me what I care about. I got you, buddy. No worries. So the main reason I wake up at 5:30 a.m. every morning is because primarily, let's do the math, across your entire life, right? If you get better sleep, which you can get less sleep if you get better sleep, by the way, you can look into this. You can get better sleep with less time. So 10 hours of so-so sleep is nothing compared to 7.5 of quality sleep, or even 6 hours of quality sleep, right? So if you get less sleep and it's better quality, then you literally live a longer life. Because when you're asleep, nothing happens. There's no life there. You're unconscious. There's nothing. So literally, I'm extending the period of my life, which gives me more bandwidth to work with to do better things for other people, for my business, for myself, for the people that I love, right? It gives me more bandwidth. So that's the biggest reason, really, that's why I started. I've got better reasons now. That's why I started. I'm literally extending my life by almost a factor of like a third, because I'm cutting out all this unnecessary time spent on things that don't need to be spent on. So if I really systemize my sleep, I can build the rest of my life out in a really special way, because I'll have more literal time to work with, right? So time and energy are your 2 biggest assets when it comes to progress in anything. And so if you don't have time on your side, and then you're sacrificing sleep and you don't have energy. So I was literally destroying time and energy by sleeping until like noon every day and staying up till like 3:30 a.m. playing Team Fortress 2. You know, like that's what I used to do all the time. That was my life. I played CSGO or Team Fortress 2 until 3:30 a.m. every night, and I was a Twitch streamer and all these things, and so it really threw off my health in a major, major way. Not saying you can't be a healthy Twitch streamer, but I was not a healthy Twitch streamer. So point number 2 as to why it's really such a beneficial thing is that it sets a precedent for your behavior. So, which sounds kind of crazy to a lot of people. Maybe you're watching this video and you just want to wake up early and you kind of just want to do it, and but the reality is, you know, we as humans, we have a choice. We can either revert to primal nature or ascend to a greater nature, right? And so in that greater nature, you behave in the way that I believe we're designed to behave, which is almost with, you know, a self-awareness and with a higher standard of behavior for yourself, right? And so if you force yourself to do something that you're not comfortable with every single freaking day, and you get up at 5:30 a.m. every single day, it sets a precedent for the rest of your behavior for that rest of that day. And so you're better in other areas. You're not just getting up earlier. You are better in every way, right? You'll find yourself eating healthier. You'll find yourself being a happier person. You'll find yourself being more motivated. You'll find yourself being better to the people that you love. You'll find yourself making better business decisions for the audience that I already have, right? You'll find yourself just being a better person in so many facets of your life. It's kind of insane. So for me, you know, a big component is I like to read. I want to read more, and so waking up early gives me more time to read, for example, and then I actually end up eating better because I have more time to cook. And that's not just the time, it's just, again, it's the precedent you set. And so lastly, the last major benefit for waking up at 5:30 a.m. is actually it forces me to shut down my day sooner, which sounds weird, but being an entrepreneur and running my own businesses, you know, I have to work smart more than I work hard. So I prefer to do both, but I don't prefer to do both. I'd like to do both, but I prefer to just work smart and not actually burn myself out. And so with that being said, if I cut every day off, work ends at 7 p.m. every day, like at the latest, if not 6 p.m. So I have that sort of hour to play with there. So work ends at about 7 p.m. every single day, and work includes things like making content like this, doing emails, networking with other people, closing clients over the phone, or whatever it may be that I'm working on that day. And so with that being said, you know, if I shut down my day earlier, it forces me to be more efficient with the work that I have. If I say I am not going to work past 7 p.m. tonight, then it forces me to make smart moves as opposed to just muscling my way through it, right? So then I actually work less, but I get more done and I make more money. And not just business, with people too, with relationships. I say better things to people. I spend more quality time. Like I said, I'd rather spend 30 minutes of quality time with somebody than spend 4 hours of crappy time with somebody, you know? And I think you understand what I'm talking about. You'll be with a friend and you aren't really doing anything. There's no real, like, there's no momentum. There's nothing happening. And you guys are kind of, maybe there's a little frustration, or maybe you have a roommate that you're like this with. This waking up at 5:30 a.m. solves that because you end your day earlier and you have to, like, maximize what you've been given. And so in order to wake up at 5:30, you can't continue going to bed at 1 a.m. You have to go to bed. You have to get at least bare minimum 6 hours of sleep. You can get 6 hours of sleep and it's a healthy thing if it's good sleep. And which, by the way, I'll probably make more videos about good sleep later. I have a whole night routine. I read. I'm going to start lighting incense as well to sort of cue my sleep routine. But what I really believe is necessary for a lot of people is that they begin to really limit what their, like, hard work day is. And so people like to say, oh, I just spent all night working and, like, I'm hustling and sleep is for the weak and all this bull crap. And it doesn't resonate with me because, you know, you're burning yourself out for the long run. It's almost like the tortoise and the hare, right? I'd rather make just 2 really smart moves every day than just grind my face off all day, every day, right? And I hope that resonates with you. So with that being said, those are the 3 biggest benefits for waking up at 5:30 a.m. I've started this habit especially recently. I used to do it quite a bit more. If you look at my life on a cycle, like here's 16, here's 17, here's 18, it was like I was way down. I was waking up at like 5:30 here. I started waking up about 5:30 here, and I've just sort of done this recently, and now I'm really on track. And so that's why I'm making a video. And so I decided, you know, as I head up this habit in this daily routine, that I just go ahead and make a video on it and share sort of my thoughts here. So completely unrelated to drop shipping and you know, building your audience and these other things that I talk about on YouTube, but I just wanted to sort of reveal a little bit more of what's going on behind the scenes here, because I feel like the more you guys know me, the better this sort of back and forth can be. So go ahead and follow me on Instagram here. Really good place to just sort of hear more about what I'm doing. Maybe follow along. I really share a lot more of what's going on in my personal life over here, as the books that I'm reading, the things that I'm learning, the courses I'm buying, actually, if you're interested in that, as well as, you know, what my daily routine looks like, and you just get to know me a bit more over there. So excited for the next video. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Leave any suggestions for videos you'd like to see in the comments below. See ya.